Here we go.
All right.
You've arrived at the Texas to Tennessee Podcast, your home for your favorite independent artists and a couple of guys you've never heard of.
Who?
It was Texas, it was Tennessee. It was what I had coming to me. You were unlike anything.
Howdy, folks. Welcome in. You have arrived at the Texas to Tennessee Podcast. Thanks to Evan Boyer. Thanks to Adam Hood for the intro. Always appreciated. Hello, Soul Gravy. How are you?
Man, I'm doing good. Doing good.
Hope you had a good Thanksgiving.
I did. It was nice to have a few days off of work with the family and all that kind of stuff, and eat way too much.
Well, absolutely.
It's a little less fun as a diabetic,
Understandable. You less Little Debbie treats, maybe.
Yeah, which is still funny that everybody sends me that stuff, and I'm not supposed to be eating them, but still.
The ultimate taunt.
Uh-huh.
Folks, don't adjust your screens. Back 1 year later, episode number 63 was TJ Wicks. He's back tonight. Welcome in, TJ. How you doing?
Doing great, man. It's a little cold here in Tahlequah, but, we're keeping warm. Trying to, at least.
Folks, it's officially 36 degrees in Tahlequah. So, Grady, what's the temperature where you're at?
It is 28 degrees.
Ooh, burr.
Mm-hmm.
That wraps the pipes.
It was a little chilly, especially yesterday. The wind was blowing rough yesterday. Today is a little calmer, but still cold.
Yep.
You definitely win that one, bud. And I'm okay with conceding that one.
It's okay.
We'll give that to you for sure.
I didn't want it. I'd rather have the sunshine.
Makes sense. Well, if you all haven't seen episode 63, it's sitting there on YouTube for you. Go back and you can learn all about TJ and all kinds of shenanigans. We actually had as we would expect, a great time. But I think we are somewhere around 163 episodes that are at least published.
That's close.
So,
yep.
100 episodes since the last time we saw you, which has been about a year. I want to know what's been going on in your world since last time we talked to you.
Man, where do I start? It feels like, you start off with having a little baby boy in January, and that has been total perspective changer. Keeps me busy more than even the music does nowadays. So it's a lot of fun. Just a lot of growing, a lot of music writing, a lot of shows played. It's crazy when you look back, and it's like, because right now it's about rap season where you get to see all the stats from everybody, and it's like, man, it's crazy how much you fit into 365 days, and this has been one of the wilder years I've had, and it's been a lot of fun. So, but we released an album in September, and then I guess I can make the announcement today that we've got an EP in the can that we'll be putting out in early 2026. So,
World premiere there, folks.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, we are too.
So, but yeah, it's kind of been my years just playing and being a dad. That's kind of the new things this year. So,
well, congrats on the boy. Pretty exciting, pretty life-changing.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Gravy will hang back afterwards and give you all kinds of advice, but good luck.
Yeah.
One thing that I didn't mention, episode 63, believe it or not, was the first episode of Why Are They Famous?
Oh, was it? Okay.
It was. So
anniversary.
It is, and since it's an anniversary, Soul Gravy, I feel like we should go back and revisit some of that.
I'll get them wrong twice.
Well, we're gonna mix it up a little bit.
Okay.
So
Lance Rourke.
Yeah, I'll give you
I got
Lance.
that one. Okay.
TJ, I don't know. So we kind of mentioned a few folks that were well known from your hometown of Chickasha. But we're going to mix it up since you're now in Tahlequah. We're going to offer up some folks from Tahlequah. We have had Lance on, but I can't remember if we did the why are they famous or not. So
I don't
this
think
could be a
so.
whole new batch of folks.
I don't think so.
So here's the deal. I'm going to name the person a little bit different than we did it last time. I'm going to name the person, and Soul Gravy has to tell us why they are famous or why they're well known. And TJ, if you know any of these people, feel free to jump in and help out Soul
definitely.
Gravy. Okay, it's fine if you don't though too. So Tahlequah, from the Cherokee pronunciation, as we learned last time, a city in Cherokee County, located in the foothills of the Ozark Mountains, is part of Green Country region of Oklahoma that was established as the capital of 19th century Cherokee Nation in 1839. Has a population of, doesn't say. So I don't know. We'll have to look that. We'll get the intern on that.
Got it.
Notes are incomplete. All right, so here we go. First off, from Tahlequah, Oklahoma, Tyler Bunch.
I don't think I'm familiar, but I probably should be.
Tyler is a well-known puppeteer.
Okay.
It's the first puppeteer we've had on, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
So
yeah.
shout out to Tyler. All right, here's one I think you have a pretty good chance at. His name, well, let's be honest, he's not really from there, but I think he has lived there. Evan Felker.
Yeah. Go on back to Cherokee County, right?
Yeah.
There you go. All right, one of our favorite bands for sure. Another one I think you'll have a pretty good chance at. His name is Butch Davis.
Butch Davis is a football coach.
He is.
He was a Tennessee Vols coach for a while. I don't know where he is these days.
Yeah, I'm not
Arkansas
sure where
State.
he is. Well, I know he was at.
I didn't know Butch Davis was from Tahlequah.
Born in Tahlequah.
That's wild.
University of North Carolina, University of Miami coaches for sure. And I want to say, was he with Cleveland in the NFL maybe? Or he was with somebody, I think. Yeah, so shout out to Butch.
Yeah,
I
I'm
just
trying to
know
see where he.
Butch from the U documentary.
What's that?
The ESPN, the U doc.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, totally remember that. All right.
Well, as far as head coaching wise, his wiki shows 2021 he was at FIU, and that was it.
Okay, Florida
I'm not sure
International
if he's
University.
with anyone currently.
We'll be driving by that on the way to Mile Zero. So great.
Okay.
Shout out to us. All right, Bill Harrelson.
Is he kin to Woody? No,
I don't think so.
I'm not familiar.
I'm just going to tell you the next couple three are all in the same vein.
Okay.
So I'll give you all three, and if you can figure out what one of them is, why they're famous, then you'll know all three. Bill Harrelson, Ryan Helsley, and Adrian Hauser.
I'm not familiar.
Take
Well,
that.
go. Wild Stab of the Dark of the Rodeo Cowboys.
No, that's a good guess, though. They are all professional baseball players, all playing in the majors. So pretty impressive.
Yeah. Until I'm behind on baseball.
Yep. How about Malcolm Rodriguez?
I don't think I'm familiar. No.
Malcolm is a linebacker for the Detroit Lions. And then the last one, I think you have a pretty good chance at this one. He was not born in Tahlequah, but he did live in Tahlequah, and he died in Tahlequah in 1983. His name is Merle Travis.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Merle Travis, yes.
All right. Well, you know what, Soul Gravy? Pretty good job.
Okay.
I didn't even bring up Lance because that was a freebie, or, a couple of our other friends. But shout out. That was well done. Better than expected. You're getting good at this.
Yeah. We should have more Turnpike questions. I might get that one.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
More Turnpike, less Civil War generals.
Yeah. Shout out to the Civil War. All right, TJ. Thanks for indulging us there.
America's favorite war.
I want to know specifically So we kind of talked about this being the end of the year and kind of wrapping things up and looking forward to what's going on. If you can think back to episode 63, I know that's probably pretty difficult, but if you could, what are some of the things maybe that you've learned in the last year that maybe have helped you along a little bit?
Oh, I think just gaining more patience as you get older. I mean, I think that's a big one. Asking for help. That was another one. And like another one was, it's okay to be friends with people you admire. Like that was a big one. And because I remember one of my friends who's, I'm lucky to call him a mentor and a friend, and I was like, I've known this guy for 5-6 years, and I finally asked him questions I've always wanted to know. And I was like, I don't want to be a burden. And he just goes, TJ, you're not a burden. I love your soul. I love what you do. We're friends, so quit acting like we're not. And that was a big, weight lifted off my shoulders. Like, okay, I could, be cool, But
that's the way Talbot was when I told him that too.
That's true.
Yeah.
Actual.
But also just like how important having people invested in what you're doing, I think is a big one. Not to get too involved, but it's like I started the year with one person, my bass player Micah, who's my best fan, right hand. It's been with me for 2 going on 3 years, and then you add 2 other guys that are just as committed and just want to work on, the arrangements of stuff live and, social media and where we playing, what's our focus. Like all of that stuff has been a big adjustment, because for the most part, it's either been me and Micah or me most of my career making most of the big decisions. And now you got 2 other guys that are joining the fold, and that's kind of really cool and big adjustment, Yep. And if I could go back to that guy a year ago, it'd just be like, hey, buckle up, dude. Your life is going to look completely different. But just know it's in the best way possible. You're going to grow a lot. You're going to have a lot of embarrassing moments. You're going to have a lot of, why am I still doing this? But I think you can even say that to the guy that started at 18 or 19 that was trying to play bars. It's like,
yeah,
just trust the process, And then also, keeping the wife and baby happy, that's that's a full-time job in itself,
Absolutely. Have you thought about, since we're also kind of at the end, getting towards the end of the year, have you thought about any specific, I don't know if we can call them goals, but things you want to accomplish in this next year, kind of targets for you?
Yeah, I think the major focus is, I've been on the honky tonk circuit for a while now, and it's like, I want to play more originals and more listening rooms. I think, I heard Jeff Canada talk about that a lot. Like,
sure.
Do you want to go out and play Wagon Wheel for the 85th time, or do you want, play something that's meaningful? And, just trying to get into rooms that respect what we do, especially when I'm talking full band or even when I'm playing acoustic. Like, I think my originals are just as good as most of the covers we play, or most of the covers anybody else plays. So it's like shining a light on that, and like really focusing in on those people that are kind of like you guys that are stewards of it. Like, hey, you should check out this guy because he sounds more in the vein of all the guys that we listen to. I mean,
right,
the guys that you have on the podcast, or the guys that, you always talk about. It's like, we have a scene, we have a lineage of musicians, and it's just trying to move less away from being the sports bar band to maybe playing, the Merc or something cool like that in different markets where they're there to hear your music rather than just, jukebox in the corner, go play my favorite song,
Yeah, 100%.
And
I totally get that. Are there, I think we might have asked the question on, I don't know if we might not have asked this question, so maybe I should save it for later, but are there venues, not necessarily bucket list venues, but venues that you would like to kind of target this year that you would like to have the opportunity to play? I mean, obviously we all want to play Red Rocks and Ryman, but it's
I mean, it's funny. You have certain markets that that you cater to.
It's
Let me
okay.
let me close this door real quick. My bad.
Yep, you're good.
Professionals.
Speaking of the wife and kids,
There they are.
No
Proof,
problem.
folks.
Yeah.
Proof.
there's just marquee venues that in every market that you're like, I'd love to play that.
Yep.
Because the crowd. I mean, down the street for me, relatively, is the Mercury Lounge or the Blue Note in Oklahoma City, or like down in your way. I'd love to get in the Rhinestone this year. I think that's a good goal.
Absolutely.
There's 6 or 7 in between Waco and Austin. Like Waco,
Right.
Austin, and New Braunfels. And it's like, but part of that game is you got to have the follower count, and I'm a little low on that. Like, we haven't killed it in social media. And that's something that I want to focus on in 2026 is really putting our music to people that have never heard or seen us before, because I think there's an audience for it. I think it's finally got to the point to where it's like the writing and the music is like finally enough to put the investment towards doing that, either time or financially. But yeah, I think to answer your question, it's like I'd love to play, of course, the Merc. I'd love to play Sagebrush in Austin or the White Horse or something like that.
Sure.
Those would be cool. Or getting open for people. That's something I didn't do in 2025. Like, I really didn't open for anybody huge. And I've opened for a lot of the Red Dirt guys in the past. So it's like maybe snagging a date or two with somebody cool.
Yep.
There's a
100%.
couple venues in the Missouri side of the world that would that definitely as far as the opening spots or just for independent music in general. I'm going blank on one of them is in Malvern, but there's a Robot Monkey outside of St. Louis. I mean, they're really trying to do support guys like the people that just Gabe Lee and JD Graham and Wes Ship and guys that we've had on. They book people like that, which is great. I'm not trying to get you out of Texas. Just
no,
saying there's a lot of places,
I mean, I'd love to play Knuckleheads in Kansas City. I'd love to, one of the bucket list venues that just closed down is Duke's in Indy.
Yeah.
I'd love to play Duke's, because the thing that bothers me about that too is like most of my mom's family's from 30 minutes away from
Duke's. Okay. Yeah.
So I've never played a show in Indiana, and I was like, man, if I could get a show, like a support date with Dukes. And I even asked some of my friends that play Dukes, like, hey, I'll do it for free, man. I just want to go play my music in front of my family and not an acoustic situation, and just never really panned out, but but the cool thing is like, I tell a lot of guys that aren't, some of my guys aren't necessarily in the Americana frame of mind, like they haven't been there. It's like, man, you can make a career just playing Americana clubs all over the country. You just have to get your foot in the door,
Makes sense.
Full circuit.
I know you've, I think in the last year, at least 2 times, because I know I missed both of them, but you played down at Filthy McNasty's in the Stockyards, right? How was that?
Yeah. Man, that's one of our favorite rooms because it just fits us. It just fits our rowdy, honky tonk. Like, and if you guys haven't listened to us before, like if I had to explain my music, it's like, man, we're kind of rock and roll with the fiddle. We do a lot of honky tonk, a lot of 90s style country, outlaw country. And when you go into those rooms and you play those right songs, they're out there and they're screaming their butt off and having a good time, and I think we played there 2 or 3 times over the last year, and each time you're just like, dang, I love this crowd. And I love the Stockyards anyway.
Yep.
Because I call it it is, the Rodeo drive of country music for my rancher folk. You go down to MLA. all the hat shops and boot shops. You're just like, my favorite thing to do is go take either a road guy that's never been there or like one of the musicians, and you're like first time in the stockyards, and like, man, go pick you out a pair of boots at M.L. Eddy's, and they go look at the tag and they're like, oh.
What was that?
Who pays $30,000 for a pair of boots? You know,
I can relate.
Absolutely. Well, mark it down.
We made that trip down Stockyards Rodeo Drive.
Soul Gravy now knows what we're referring to. But
Yep.
October 14th next year, TJ, we expect to see you there at Stocktober. It's a Wednesday, so put it on your calendar. Soul Gravy is already committed to being there next year, I think. So, All right, there we go.
I'm literally putting it in my calendar right now.
I'm going to take the month off.
Yep, for sure. Yeah.
I'll be down there. Sorry I missed this year. I just couldn't make it work. I was going to go and just hang out. So, but I'll go next year, definitely, for sure.
Absolutely. It's locked in, and we got some fun stuff planned. So,
heck yeah.
There won't be any promotion between now and then.
Ever.
We'll never talk about
no
it.
No one will ever know unless you just show up to the Rhinestone that day, right?
Right, for sure. 100%.
All right. So, since we're not going to have a pie question or a cake question, we usually hit the songwriting thing in that out of that question. But we've been talking about, from the first time you've been on to now, songwriting. Now that you have the kiddo, is that crept into the music or to the writing and stuff? Are you surprised that it has already?
I think I haven't. I mean, I've started a lot of songs that have that subject matter in it, right?
Well, I guess I just mean as far as being family or being more thoughtful or deeper in the songs.
Well, I had somebody tell me that really, like, a songwriter I really respect told me, he's like, dude, you're gonna change. It'll change the way you write songs, and he was right, because you're now, like, I wrote a lot of stuff from when I started to about a year or two ago. It was all not autobiographical. I didn't touch subjects that were too close to home. I just kind of reported on what I saw and wrote something cool around that. And I still do that. I mean, that's kind of fun being the reporter songwriter, It's like Woody Guthrie is a good example of that. But then I think what really started it was around this time last year. I wrote a song called Snakeskin Boots about me being homeless. My parents didn't know I was homeless. People really close to me didn't know I was living out of the back of the alley in the boots. And I wrote that song because I was like, okay, I'll make a joke out of it, because that's kind of my humor. And like going back to the last couple of months and looking what I write, it's become a lot more personal, a lot more like, these are my stories, these are my interpretations of life. And then also trying to write the harder stuff. It's like, I mean, I've got a lot of ideas, but sometimes it takes me 2 or 3 years to write the song about my kid being born or my wedding or whatever else. But you need a beer drinking song, dude. That's 3 minutes. Like, you need a honky tonker. You need some sort of slapstick rodeo humor. Like, those come out in 5 minutes, But like some of the deeper songs, man, they're with you for years. Because you just don't want to waste bad lyrics on a great idea. Like, that's my biggest fear, is to go, yeah, the words don't line up. Back when I first started in this
one's for my kid, and it sucks.
Yeah, exactly. This one's for my wife.
Right.
This is about my friend who's no longer here. Like, yeah, you don't want those to suck.
Yeah.
But I remember one of the great litmus tests for me was when my first kind of 4 or 5 years of songwriting, I took my favorite song, and at the time it was Diamonds and Gasoline by Turnpike Troubadours. I wrote a song, and if it was in that vein, I played that song over my notes like a voice memo. And if it didn't stack up to Diamonds and Gasoline, I either went back to the drawing board or trashed it. and it was a good kind of litmus test of, all right, is the songwriting up to what this song is? And it worked for me. It probably won't work for other people, but it really made every word count, you know?
Mm.
And then, you get into Townes Van Zandt and Butch Hancock, and those words have a lot of weight too. And it's really interesting to see how you get older. You write less songs, but they're more intentioned to come out faster because you're already used to self-editing them, Or at least that's been my experience, with that kind of stuff is, what's the song say? Like Aaron Watson has The Ghost of Guy Clark, and it's like, man, like you listen to that song as a songwriter, it hits you here. Like, oh, is this just trash that's going to be a 15-second clip and make me tons of money, but feels hollow, Like there's just so much of songwriting, so many different ways to do it, and everybody has their own voice, man. Like that's my favorite thing. We were talking about this, Soul Gravy, before we came on. It's like my favorite things to do are go to the festivals and do the late night jams where like you're sitting around and you're hearing some of the best songwriters in the world that have played these songs hundreds, if not thousands, millions of times, but they're more excited to hear you just as much as you're excited to hear them. And like, you take, for example, it's like, my buddy, Clay Dog, it's like he wrote a song about a friend of ours, called, The Desert Air. Brought me to tears. And I was like, well, why don't I write a song, Roger? So I went on the whole opposite end of that spectrum, more of like a glorification of a buddy of mine, and, but it's, I'm always getting inspired and trying to listen to new people and, take a little bit from each of them, and then put it into my gumbo and see if it tastes better.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I think that was something that I've heard a couple former guests that we've had on talk about that, as far as borrowing and well, they said stealing, but I know what they meant. The ideas and everything from people, and don't be afraid to do that, I think is what they were talking about, as far as be tasteful about it, but it's paying tribute along the way in some kind of ways. And they were basically just saying, don't be scared of it. So
no, don't be scared to write in general.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to show to put your heart on the line. Like I have not, like, look at my metrics. I haven't really accomplished a whole lot, but what I have accomplished is because I was willing to put my heart out there and be like, with each song, do you feel that way too? Like that's the question I asked too. Does anybody else feel like, for example, like if you're going through my catalog, it's like, take Twister, for example. You ever feel like just dressing up to the nines and taking your girl out and twisting her around the dance floor? Like, say it. Say it with your chest. Like, the best, like, one of the coolest things I heard in an interview one time was Brad Paisley's like, we're songwriters, and these songs have instructions. Tell your audience what they're supposed to feel. Tell them what you're supposed to, do. And, like, that, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I don't have a giant fan base right now, but what I do have is a connection with those people, and that's the coolest thing in the world, is when you go in and you play a song and somebody comes up to you afterward and says, hey, I needed that, or they're crying.
Yeah. Can't be.
I did my job.
Well, before we get to the halftime song, I know that's going to be coming up in a second. Twister will be. Can you talk about that, as far as it's easy to get people to pay attention to playing, a half-assed version of Neon Moon, but when people actually listen to your song, you were talking, and the reason why I'm asking this, because you were talking about playing the listening rooms and the venues that feature independent music. There's nothing wrong with the other side, but it's a different feeling and it's more vulnerable. But whenever you do actually get to play some of your original songs and people connect to that, what does that mean to independent guys in general, or to you?
I think I'd be lying if I said this was easy in any stretch of the word. The gassing up the car, pulling a trailer full of gear to drive 8 hours for 5 people to come and listen to you. That's not easy. But when those 5 people ask to hear your song that they've been listening to on Spotify, and like, it's funny now, like, it's a double-edged sword. Like, I don't
like, hell yeah, we'll play it twice.
But, yeah. Or you do. It just depends. But, it's like, I'm small enough now that I see the jumps. Like, I see when we go play a town, it's like, oh, we've got 15 streams out of Adair, Oklahoma, or Antlers, Oklahoma. Like, we went from 0 to 10, and you're like, yeah, man, they really like that Cerveza song. And, like, I think another thing, too, it's like, get them involved. Like, there's a reason, like, especially in worship and even country music, it's like, there's a reason there's sing-alongs. There's a reason there's call-in responses. And we do a couple of those a night. And it's like, well, you go to look at the numbers, and you're like, well, man, those are the songs that are doing the best. It's the ones that are stuck in their head, But it just means a lot, because that means that you made an impact, as small or as large as that is. You made an impact, If they keep listening to it, like, man, did my job. It's all about doing your job and playing it and respecting it. That's the way I look at it. You're just respecting the craft. Just know you got to pay those dues. Either somebody's going to pay them for you, or you're going to pay them yourself. But the dude's got to get paid.
I think we're up for Twister.
Yeah, sure.
And man, I can't remember. I want to say it was July or August when Twister came out as a single. Is that right?
Yeah, it came out as a single and put it on the album too. It was our go home kind of single. It was like, yeah, okay, man. And it's funny, no matter where we play it, people are like, I like that Twister song. So we were just like, we played it every night. I opened my show with it for 7 years before we cut it.
Right.
So hope you guys like it. It's a boot tapper, I hope.
It is for sure. All right, cool. We're gonna go silent here as we listen to it.
All right, here we go.
So TJ, if you'll hit the little microphone, we'll
I got you.
Get the best cut of it here.
Head down south to the honky tonk. Got my brand new boots on. Sitting here on a Saturday night, drinking with my baby by my side. Gonna twist her around the dance hall floor. Twist her till I can't get anymore. Twist her like a big old stone. Twist her. Gonna twist her. We were dancing to some old George Jones, and then the DJ played a bowling song. Guess I'm gonna be all night, dancing underneath them neon lights. I'm gonna twist her around the dance hall floor. Twist her till I can't get anymore. Twist her like a big old stone. Twist her, yeah, I'm twist her. At the tumbleweed, she leaned in and said to me, sorry about my 2 left feet. I said, come on girl, just dance with me. Gonna twist her round the dance floor. Twist her till I can't get anymore. Twist her like a big old stone. Twist her, gonna twist her.
Yeah.
There
Man.
we go. All right,
Mhm.
folks. That was Twister. You can go stream that for free. Go steal that song. Highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and follow on wherever you stream your music. Hit the follow button. You heard him earlier that it makes all the difference for all these independent guys. So.
For me, I like those songs that are kind of subtly clever, and that one has some spots in it that if you're paying attention, yeah, great, dig it.
Yeah. Well, do you guys mind if I play on acoustic for y'all?
Oh no,
Or
dude!
do you want to do that later? Okay, cool.
No, let's make it happen.
So this one, I've got a friend of mine, Roger Moon. He was a hill country picker for 20, 30 years, then moved down to Terlingua, and he was kind of there for the whole Viva Terlingua, at least like felt the reverberations of it, kind of hung around a lot of outlaw guys that we all love and respect and listen to. And anyway, I wrote this song for him earlier this year, and this is going to be one of the songs that we do on the new EP. Well, you see that guy smoking out of a Coors Light can. Well, he's a bona fide legend. He was on tour with the Hack back in '85. He's been kicked out of Lincoln by 31 times. He's the last living outlaw. He's the last of his kind. He's the last living outlaw. He's playing his truth 3 chords at a time. Well, he's got deep scuffs in those old cowboy boots. He's the master of the drifting cowboy blues. He hears all these boys talk about Haggard, Jennings, and Jones. He said, boys, please leave my dead friends alone. He's the last living outlaw. He's the last of his kind. He's the last living outlaw. He's playing the truth 3 chords at a time. How he spends his days out in this old border town. He's got the best western swing band around. Y'all better go see him while you still can. He says sure as hell ain't making any more like him. He's the last living outlaw. He's the last of his kind. He's the last living outlaw. He's playing the truth 3 chords at a time. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fantastic. Thank you for sharing.
Mhm.
Also, I only have to get kicked out of Lukenbach 30 more times to meet his record. So, well done, man.
Yeah, he's a hoot, man. Like I said, it's funny how you run into characters like that, and it's like, you're glad that you got to see some of those guys before they passed or whatever.
Sure.
And
Yep.
that old guard, man, they ain't making any more like them, you know.
That's
That's for
100%.
sure.
100% the case. I do want to ask you, TJ, maybe just because I didn't know beforehand, but are the top hands, is that an addition or new? Because I know you went from 2 to 4. So
Yeah.
is that where the top ends came in?
Yeah, I mean the top hands are I got that from, top hand is the manager over ranch,
Right.
and it's kind of the lore behind it. And I was like, man, I'm always trying to play with the best musicians that'll play with me at any given time, And we went from 2 and just borrowed drummers. I mean, that drummer slot's been.
Or
I
rotational.
think one year I played with something like 30 different drummers in a year.
Okay.
You just couldn't get a guy
Pockets
to stick
moving.
around. But now we got a guy named Philip Foster who's really, really knows his stuff. He's been in and out of the band in and out for about 3 years. But he's like, man, I'm sticking around. I like where this is going. And then we were playing a festival called the Blue Note Festival. And this guy named Jonathan Marshall, fiddle player, folk singer, songwriter, he was just hanging around, and I just kept running into him every once in a while. I was like, man, how about you just sit in with us and see how this sounds? And it was just like exactly what we needed, So, and it's cool because we all have different backgrounds, but we're all coming together for this. And, they're throwing their own season into the big old pot of gumbo, man. Like, that's just, I think what I've been stewing on, it's like 4 brains are better than 1. Like,
for sure.
4 brains that are, especially with, I think everybody's been playing more than a decade, playing their instrument, writing songs, and coming from different genres, and it's starting to work. It's really cool, and I think that's why I want to move more towards different venues. Like, man, I love playing George Strait songs as much as the next guy, but
Sure.
What would happen if we put classic rock guitar with a fiddle? Like what would that sound like? And
Right.
I think now I have the freedom, and we have the freedom to really explore what's this sound, what's this band, what's this, what's the message, and that's what I'm trying to figure out over the next couple of months with these guys is what are we gonna do? We got great songs, now we just have to go find the people to listen to them.
I feel like I shouldn't press you on this, but do you have a general timeline in terms of the next project, or?
I mean, it's kind of open. I don't ever put hard date details until the vocals are recut.
Makes sense.
Like, especially what I learned last year is like, it's best to say it's coming. It's coming early 2025 or 2026.
Right.
But I want to get the mixing right and the vocal right. And that stuff takes time. And I don't want to be boxed into like, all right, we got to go. It's out, January 15th. And
because
vocals
once it's
still
out,
sound
it's
like
out.
crap.
Tough to change it. So totally makes sense.
My goal is early 2026. So.
All right. Sounds good. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Here's a sort of a rapid fire question before we get to rapid fire. Because I'd like for you to talk a little bit more about it than a quick answer. If we said, all right, you've made it, what's that? What is that to you?
Man, that's hard because that's a moving target day to day.
Mm-hmm.
I think, not to get esoterical, but like I would just like to keep paying my bills, but just incrementally stepping up that, like
having
playing
more bills,
stages, selling more merch. Like everybody, somebody asked me this a couple weeks ago, and I thought, well, I kind of like the Chris Stapleton answer to that. It's like we all pick this thing up, hoping to play the Ryman and the Red Rocks and all of that. But there's so much in your career that has to go right that's not in your control most of the time. Or at least that's been my experience. But like, you pick this thing up hoping that at one point there's somebody that's on your staff that's hired to tune it for you.
Yeah.
Like, you have a guitar tech that's literally his job is to make sure your guitar's in tune. Like, but man, I would love to just grow my audience and see where that goes. Like, I just have a faith in my career. I mean, I'm a very, you know, my faith is very important to me, and it's kind of not in my hands. It's whatever the Lord has bestowed upon me, whatever His path is where I'm gonna follow. Because every time I've tried to do it, it's ended up in disaster. So but no, I just think being able to really support my family, playing music, and having an audience and a fan base that is passionate about it. I think those are my two big goals. And I mean, I see guys do it at the size of a room like the Merc, and I've seen guys do it in stadiums, you know. And I'm be cool with either outcome, you know. Like,
Sure,
the more I'm in this, the more like, man, whatever happens post this is already cool. Because I've already met most of my heroes. I've already done some really cool things. So everything else above this is just, we got to do that? Cool. What's the next thing? You know, I'm just as hungry and competitive as everybody else. But at the end of the day, you know, it's kind of just building your audience and play cool in cooler places. You know, like, it's kind of where I'm at. So success to me is building more fans and playing bigger venues, I guess.
Makes sense. I think one of 4 guests that have been on twice here now. So, you know, I mean,
That's cool.
That's got to count for something, right?
I hope so, man. I hope so. I mean, but I always love like hopping on TikTok and just flipping y'all crap. Because I feel like
that.
I do that all the time. Like, whenever I'm on Facebook or not, you know, on TikTok and see y'all are in your lives, like, I'm always just trying to stir the pot respectfully.
Yeah,
you know,
appreciate that.
And I love this podcast because I feel like we're actually buddies. You know, it's not just a normal interview. It's like, hey, we're getting together talking for an hour. That's cool.
100%.
That's the point.
It is a point. Are we ready for a little rapid fire?
Yep.
Okay, TJ. If I asked you one of these last time, then shame on me.
Right.
But we'll go back and compare notes afterwards. But first question, rapid fire, is what is your favorite color?
I think red.
Shout out to red. All right. Well, that leads me in At this point last year, things weren't going
It's
great.
like speed dating.
Well, things weren't going great for the old Crimson and Cream. This year, going pretty good. Who do we get in the first round of the playoffs?
I think it's Bama.
Okay.
Which I don't like.
Already beat them once.
You already beat them once, but we were supposed to have Notre Dame, and I'd just like the Notre Damers I would like the Golden Domers to come to Norman, but that's just me. You know. I'm one of the only Red Dirt artists that's an actual OU fan. Like, everybody else is, you know, Orange Power, you know, all the way. And I'm the one guy that's like, I got family ties to OU, so.
Totally makes sense. Fun fact: I think our one of our favorite bands, Turnpike, is a house divided as well. So they've partial to Oklahoma State and OU. So anyway, good year for the Sooners. Also, pretty good year for the Colts too.
Yeah, I mean, not terrible.
You've had a good sports year, man.
You know, it's both of them are going to make the playoffs and be well seeded, so you know, it's count for something. You know.
All right.
That's
TJ,
a surprise year for the Colts, for sure.
Boy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
My brother's a sportscaster, and he was like, Colts are going to be good this year. I was like, I hope so. And then he was, you know,
was right.
and then the season happens, and I'm like, man, you look like a genius right now.
Shout out to your brother.
Yeah.
He's opening a gambling website.
Exactly.
Also, you probably didn't expect this, but in this hypothetical world of rapid fire, you have started a podcast and you get to choose your first guest. Probably prefer it be somebody musical, but if it's somebody else, that's fine too.
Honestly,
who's your first guest?
I think probably Butch Hancock.
Okay.
Like, because I feel
I didn't see that one coming.
less intelligent every time I talk to him, because he's not just like you try to talk songwriting with Butch, and it's like, okay, he'll give you kind of what you're looking for, and then he'll go into quantum physics and how that relates with songwriting, and then go into like 16 other different, almost dimensions, and you're like, where
Where do we go? Yeah.
Like, but I think Butch, because I just feel like that would be a fun conversation.
You're like,
100%. And to be fair, sometimes we get complaints on this. Sometimes at the pre-show with Soul Gravy, he makes people feel that same way. So.
Oh yeah. My intellect, yes, definitely.
Appreciate that. All right. So next question is, do we have a Buc-ee's in Oklahoma yet?
If we do, I don't know where.
All right, I can't ask that question. Never mind. Boy,
I'm sure he's been to Buc-ee's.
I've got two good ones to finish with. One fictional character that you would choose as a friend.
Fictional character
that I would like to have as my friend. That's a good one. Dewey Cox.
What was that?
Gotta say Dewey Cox.
Dewey Cox. All right. Well, that may be the best answer we've ever had.
Yeah, exactly.
Folks, if you know who Dewey Cox is, well, you're our people. All right. Here's one I haven't asked before. Do you know what Frisian is?
Mm-hmm.
It's okay if you don't.
Is it when two things freeze together?
It might be, but I think what it is is when you get goosebumps when you hear music that you really like.
Okay.
Do you have that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the reason why I ask is apparently 45% of the people in the world don't have that. And that blew my mind. I thought everybody had Frisian.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna
maybe because they didn't know it was Frisian.
Yeah.
Right. That could
maybe if they would have asked the question goosebumps with music, they would have the total
really
might have been different.
Intellectual word,
Exactly.
It's big. We're dealing tonight.
Where did they ask this question at?
All right, last question. I said two, but one more. You get to put your music on any movie soundtrack or TV soundtrack. What would you choose?
Man,
choose wisely.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, like maybe Marshall's Yellowstone series that's coming out.
Yeah.
Like, because some of Yellowstone, I'm kind of like, all right, man. Like, especially like, because I know some guys that worked up on the ranch that the Yellowstone's based on, worked on the 4.6s and all that. But it's like, man, I kind of like what I take and leave Taylor Sheridan, but like, if I get something on there, that'd be pretty cool.
Wouldn't be awful.
But I'm also in the middle of Landman right now, so. The two shows I'm actually watching right now is Landman and The Road, because I've got a buddy on there, and I'm cheering for really hard. I'm cheering for
Cody.
Team Cody Hibbard. Let's go.
Yeah. Shout out to Dare, Oklahoma.
I know. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Channing Wilson is the one that I've been trying to keep up with. Shout out to him.
Channing's great too.
Yeah, he's the old hat of the experienced person on the show, and
what a voice! Too.
And he's game to be coming on this podcast at some point in time. Maybe before he was on the show. Who knows? Who knows now? It's cool to see for sure.
All right, and since you already answered the question last time, we're going to make a little adjustment to the question, if that's okay, Soul Gravy.
Yeah. I was trying to think of what else. Also, another adjustment on that show that where you would like your music. I think we should omit the fact of how popular something is, like financial gain, but actually what it would fit, where your music would fit to. Maybe in the future.
I'll reword that. Yeah, I'll figure out something.
Because we all want to go with Taylor Sheridan right now.
We all want to be on Landman. I don't even have a song out. I'd like to have one on Landman.
Exactly.
I'd love to have one on land, man. But
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
Exactly.
All right. Well, here's the final question, and before we get to the final question, folks, thanks for joining us. Required homework: go back and watch episode 63. This episode will be somewhere around 170-ish, I believe. So it's been a good year, and we've had a blast doing it. But that being said, the important question that we have to ask is, what is your second favorite Little Debbie?
Did I say zebra cakes last time?
You did.
Okay. I know it's a cheap way out, but the Christmas cake.
That's fair.
I mean, it's basically a zebra cake, but it's different.
It's got a little extra.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What is
it's
it
got
called, Gravy?
It's got Christmas spirit in it.
That's it. Yeah.
I'll be at Walmart. You know, we are a truck stop band. We hit a lot of truck stops. Buc-ee's, you know, Quick Trip's kind of our favorite though.
Yeah. And we like Quick Trip.
Quick Trip. Whenever you're sitting there at the checkout and they have the Christmas cakes for $1.50,
Yeah, it seems like a steal.
I feel like they are baiting just me.
Just-
Like, I feel like that is
Not
just
just
something that the
Right.
QT, the offices,
And they're the big
somewhere
ones,
in the
right?
office in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And they're like
yeah.
You know that kind of chubby red dirt singer. We need to put these at every single checkout counter at QT, at Murphy's, and at
Well,
Buc-ee's, and
to-
we'll
to
make
be-
at
to-
least $75 during the season.
To
I'm with you,
be
man.
fair, our friend, a friend of the pod, Bill Corbin, is not a chubby red dirt singer, and he still gets sucked in by the
does.
double decker fudge
Fudge
rounds.
rounds.
Fudge rounds.
100%.
Oh.
Yeah. So good.
So,
Shout out Anthony Oliver.
exactly. Yeah,
Right.
we pay for our own around this household. But anyway,
Well, thank
I mean,
you
I
all
would
for
like to take a sponsorship at some point in time.
Yeah, we're
to
still
have free.
available a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
still here. I mean, who knows how long we'll keep this charade up, but we'll see.
Yeah, and
Anyway.
Jude's in the chat does point out that they that is something I've said before with the Christmas tree cakes and the Christmas spirit, that they add the Christmas spirit like in July
October, yeah,
when
for
they
sure.
make them.
Yeah, way early.
Hmm.
I mean, it's year round. So, folks, get yourself out to a TJ Wicks show if you're anywhere around North Texas, West Texas, all over Oklahoma. Get yourself out. Go introduce yourself. Say hello. Go have a good time. Thank you all for joining tonight. Appreciate it.
Pick him up for some opening gigs. Y'all,
That too.
somebody. All
See
that
y'all.
stuff. See ya.
See ya.
All right.